Okay, for the second portion of the project, you're going to take your picture, which I have this one, like I've already said, and you're going to use that as inspiration for a 45 to 1 minute. Uh, I'll make that clear in Google Classroom how long it should be. Um, I want obviously I would like for it to be musical, but if yours is a little bit more soundscape, that's also fine. So this is like kind of our first exploration into like functional music rather than sort of like music for a specific taste. And so I'm just trying to consider everything about this guy. Okay. And so you just start exploring a little bit. So let me go to my project, and here's my project. And Professor Boom is the name I'm giving him. And so here's what my project looks like. Now, I'm doing it on BandLab because BandLab is just going to have way more like sort of options for sounds. Remember, in doing it on BandLab, you need to make sure that you save as often as you can remember to, because that's the drawback of using BandLab, is that at times it doesn't, if you leave it open for a while, it might not save. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and actually play my whole section. Now remember, where did I before I play it? Where did I get all these sounds? I just went to BandLab Sounds. Like for example, if I was to do, why don't I just tell you my thought process? Like, what if I were to actually do the one that I just made, which is, wait, no, no, where's our guy that I just made for the, oh, there it is. Okay. So if I was considering this as like, okay, how am I going to do this? First of all, I'd probably start by maybe going into my BandLab sounds and search something like space. See if anything pops up. Boom, space disco. That's actually not bad. I feel like that would work pretty good. See, but you have some sounds, See, there's just more options in BandLab as far as sound. So, but I also would want this one to be like have some space elements, but also maybe some humorous elements where just because he's kind of a screw up. Um, but for mine, really what I was thinking was like I wanted this one to be like mysterious and dark, yet a little bit silly too. And so let me go ahead and play my entire thing, and you can kind of be the judge to see if it actually fits well. Oops. Okay, and I would say overall, I feel like I achieved it. Obviously, this is gonna be something that's gonna be left to interpretation, like quite a bit. But either way, I feel pretty happy with it. I especially like this sort of circus organ that I threw in here because I want it to be kind of zany. And then this sound right here is actually, they call it a duck. But it really adds some it adds some eeriness to it, that's for sure. So I feel like I overall achieved it. Now, only because I know that we've done this a whole bunch, I'm not going to go over the process of how I bring loops over into here and how I organized it, because I feel like at this point we've all done this quite a fair amount. So I'm going to make sure I save. There you go. Okay, and now I will go over the next steps in the next video.